to put in orbit a constellation of satellites to make certain measurements daily on 30,000 points on the Earth. And we have also, of course, a digital segment, which is providing data and services to manage quality and quantity of water. And of course, it's a key subject all around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And the esteemed delegate from Share My Space, France, Mr. Romain.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Dear Chairman, I'm very honored to be here with you and to present to you my company, Share My Space. So we are a French-based company with a global ambition, and we work in the field of space surveillance and space operations safety and security. So we were incorporated in 2017 for one fundamental reason, Earth orbit congestion. So now there are more and more satellites in Earth orbits, more and more space debris that are causing increasing risks for the sustainability of human activities in space. So our fundamental mission is to tackle that. So how do we do it? So we've built a system that we called our orbital information system, which is a set of algorithms and database architecture, all secured. So we ingest, process, package, and distribute high added value data for our customers, who are institutions, military bodies, and commercial players in the space sector. So we ingest data from various sources, public sources, sources from partners, including our customers. And as a key part of our orbital information system, we control a network of optical stations scattered around the world. We currently have 4 operational optical stations. And we've actually designed, developed, and deployed the key innovation that we call the multi-telescope observation station. So it's an optical system made out of 4 optical telescopes that scan the sky and detect all the objects that cross an observation ring. So it works a little bit like a radar system would do, but using optical technology, which enables us to drive the costs down and to bridge the gap with the commercial market. So we've designed the system to be extremely sensitive in LEO, across all orbits, and in particular in LEO, also very, very accurate, so it enables us to address a wider market. So currently we detect even the smallest objects in the US catalog, both in LEO and in GEO. So going forward, so yeah, we've successfully addressed the key segments of our market, so institutions, military, and commercial players. We have 15 customers in 7 different countries around the globe, and we've really managed to package key products for each of these segments. So we are looking forward first I'd like to thank again the ISRO and CNES for having us here, and we're definitely looking forward to further collaborations with Indian partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, before I invite the next speaker from Leonardo, Italy, we have Thales Alenia Space lined up. After that, I invite iSpace Incorporated, Japan, Sagri, Japan, and Unmanned Exploration Laboratory, Republic of Korea. So let me now invite from Leonardo, Italy, Mr. Sandro Panagini.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the possibility to present Leonardo activities and in special a focus on the space Leonardo activities. As you know, Leonardo is a global company that develops multi-domain operational capabilities in the aerospace, defense, and security sector with an integrated offer of high technology solution for military and civil application. 4 business sectors are managed by Leonardo. One is the helicopters through direct resources like the helicopter division and several cooperation and joint ventures. Another is aeronautics, then defense, electronics and security, and space. Space is, Leonardo is acting as with direct resources, providing activities, but through also the Telespazio, the joint venture with Telespazio, which is for the 70% owned by Leonardo, and Thales Alenia Space, which is owned about 33% of the share, and also Avio for the launcher. So you can see that there is cover all the completely chain value of the industry space. It's worth it to mention that the 30% of share of Leonardo is owned by Italian Ministry of Economy and Finance, while the other is on retail market through institutional investor and on the market. 90% of the institutional float is international. Space. Leonardo covers the entire value chain of the space industry, from the manufacture of satellites and orbiting infrastructure to the production of high-tech equipment and sensor, in addition to developing new space application and in management of satellite services up to propulsion and launching system. Through the joint ventures, Telespazio, satellite services for the design, development, launch, and in-orbit controlling space systems, and servicing and application for Earth observation. Through Thales Alenia Space, satellite system for telecommunication, navigation, Earth observation, probes and rovers for space exploration, and multifunction orbiting modules. Directly, with ordinary resources, Leonardo provides instruments and equipment. Instruments, electro-optical instrument and hyperspectral payloads, laser transmitter and robotic system for space exploration and the study of our planet. And as equipment, photovoltaic panels, atomic clocks, attitude sensor, power distribution system, and orbital micropropulsion. Just to give you an idea where the equipment and the instruments of Leonardo are in the solar system, we are far of the solar system up to close our system. Just to pick up two of these missions. One old, that is New Horizon, for example, launched in 2006, in which the Star Tracker manufacturer developed by Leonardo, owned the proper engagement to the planet and the proper flyby to Plato's planet. While one of the most recent is JUICE mission, in which Leonardo provide the PVA for the power of the craft. We are speaking about 85 square meters of PVA, the biggest for exploration ever built till now. And two important instruments, one high resolution camera and a spectrometer in the visible and infrared spectrum. So those are the capabilities of Leonardo, that is provide a wide range of high reliable solution for Earth observation, science, planetary exploration, navigation and telecommunication program, based on a long-standing collaboration with Italian Space Agency and European Space Agency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And may I invite from Thales Alenia Space Italy, Mr. Vincenzo Giorgio.
Good afternoon, and again, thank you for giving me the possibility to show up what Thales Alenia Space does in space. I could simply start with a statement that says that we do everything but launcher, meaning space infrastructure, telecommunication, Earth observation, science, exploration, and navigation. And in this picture, you can actually see all the orbits and all the products that, by the way, are very well flight proven since the last 40 years. So you see at the list of the chart, the Mars, where we have an orbiting system there waiting for the rover to go. Our motto is space to, meaning that space to observe, space to defend, space to explore, and so on. So that's the way we divide our disciplines. Let's start with space to observe and navigate. I'm referring specifically to a very specific competence of Italy in the radar system. It all started with the Cosmos SkyMed, Constellation 6 satellite going on, and 2 ready to fly, which allowed us to go into the position of a main actor of the ESA EU Sentinel for the Earth observation, whatever field. I mean, a radar, hyperspectral, as well as optical observation. We have now developed, and we are under a contract to fly Constellation for the high-resolution radar systems, The reason behind that is the increase time revisit that is very much required by the customers. Satellite ranging in the weight average of 200 kilograms and in a constellation mode. Going to navigation, we are building the second generation of the Galileo system in Europe. Then Earth to explore, space to explore. Our heritage starts from Space Lab, therefore we are talking of the 70s, more or less, or the 80s, and we've been working on the International Space Station, where we have a major role. I mentioned the fact that Thales Alenia Space has built more than the 50% of the habitable volume. And we are today the major actor in the building of the Lunar Gateway in terms of habitable volume. We have the International Lab, we have the Esprit module for the resources, we are building the US-led HALO under contract with a US prime, and we are developing under the Italian Space Agency a lunar habitat on the surface. We are also participating to the commercial LEO development with a number of actors. Today, we have contract in place with Axiom, and you see the two modules, flight models, being already manufactured in TAS. And we have the Martian mission ExoMars. We already have a satellite flying around Mars. We will land the rover in 2028. Actually, it would have been launched in 2022, but due to the crisis in Ukraine, the launch was delayed for the existing cooperation between Europe and Russia, which was actually destroyed. This being said, we are very much active in trying to look for area of cooperation with India as well as with other countries, including the possibility to localize some of the production that we have. As you see, what we need here is be competitive, and we're trying to do everything allow us to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I invite from iSpace Incorporated Japan, Mr. Masayuki Urata.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Masayuki Urata, Sales Officer of iSpace Japan. Today, I would like to give a presentation about our company and our recent mission, and also about our future missions. But before that, I would like to mention that the keyword is, let's go to the moon together. So this is overview of our company, iSpace. So we were established in 2010 with a long-term vision, Moon Valley 2040. Currently, we have employees with 200 people from over 25 countries located in Japan, USA, and Europe, Luxembourg. So we are developing lunar lander and lunar rover, and as asset, we have Mission Control Center in Tokyo. And we are providing a payload service. It's a transportation of cargo from the Earth to the moon. The second one is data service. We are providing flight data to the moon and also lunar data. As for the financial achievements, we would like to emphasize that we successfully raised over $200 million before IPO. And in this April, we succeeded in IPO in Tokyo Stock Exchange growth market. So it is the first IPO as a startup space startup in Japan. And this is the overall overview of our mission 1. So we launched our first lander to the moon last year in December, and we attempted lunar landing in April 2003. Yeah. So unfortunately, the result was ended as hard landing. But it is very important that we identified the root cause of the hard landing as a failure, and we can reflect such lessons learned, utilize lessons learned for the future missions. Yeah. Then as you can see, we successfully took some pictures in the lunar orbit, and also there's some analysis as hard landing, then you can check our detailed analysis in the YouTube. But it is a kind of software error related to altitude measurement. Yeah. Then this is our future missions. We have two future missions now specifically planned. Yeah. So mission 2, we are going to use the same lander. And as for mission 3, we are going to upgrade for commercialization, which has 500 kilograms payload capacity. We are going to launch mission 2 in 2024, next year, and mission 3 in 2025. As for mission 3, we got a big contract from NASA under CLIPS program, and we are going to bring 100 kilograms of NASA's payload to the far side of the moon. We are going to bring 2 commercial communication satellites together with this lander. Yeah, if you are interested in a lunar mission in the future, so please kindly contact us and let's go to the moon together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. And before I invite the next presenter, may I invite presenters, the next set of 5 presenters to please come and take seats close to the podium. Unmanned Exploration Laboratory, Republic of Korea, Glabcosmos, Russia, Inmarsat, UK, Mithira Global Communications Limited, and Voyager Space, USA. And now I invite from Sagri, Japan, Mr. Satoshi Nagata. Sir. Green button for the going ahead.
Okay. Nice to meet you all. And at first, I'd like to thank you, ISRO team and the admin team for today. Nice to meet you. I'm Satoshi Nagata from Sagri. Our company from Japan, established in 2018. Actually, we have a company in Bangalore here. Actually, I'm leading the Indian engineering and sales team. I'm leading from India. Yeah. Actually, our company in our world, we are utilizing the satellite images, AI, mapping technologies. We are utilizing these 3 key features of technology and supporting farmers in emerging countries. Okay, this is an example of our technology. We have 2 key features. Yeah, one is the auto mapping of farmland. We are, for example, in emerging countries, farmland is scattered. Well, for example, in Himachal Pradesh in India, scattered and hilly, it's very difficult to track. But however, if we use Sagri technology, we can map easily. Based on this mapping, after that, actually we can check the total carbon, available nitrogen, pH/cc, main chemical indexes we can track. Maybe based on these analysis, we can optimize the fertilizer. Actually, in this scenario on the world, fertilizer cost is 2 to 3 times, and also the limitation of the supply of nitrogen. That's why farmers are suffering of the high cost of fertilizer here. To deal with these challenges, we Sagri can provide the optimization of fertilizer based on satellite image analysis. Then, after these analysis, we can support farmers like these, based on satellite image analysis of farmland. Then we can suggest farmers to please decrease chemical fertilizer. Based on that decrease, farmers can decrease the greenhouse gases from the farmland. Based on these degrees of greenhouse gases, we can contribute also to the a carbon neutral situation in the world. Then after that, farmers can get the carbon credit revenue from in the voluntary credit market. Yeah. In this concept, we Sagri working actually from India and Kenya, Thailand, Vietnam, all over the world. We'd like to work together. So, and friends from the world today, if you would like to partnership with us, yeah, we are open today. And also, I'm based in Bangalore, so maybe whenever you are free, we can have a call each other. Thank you for listening. Dhanyabad.
Thank you very much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, next we have from Unmanned Exploration Laboratory, Korea, Mr. Young-Sup Kim. There you go, sir.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Young-Sub Kim, project manager at Unmanned Exploration Laboratory. UAL is a South Korean robotics startup specializing in making rovers for space. UAL provides many different robotic platforms for use in exploration. Our catalog includes conventional aerial drones, rovers on ground vehicles, as well as simulation chambers to test lunar equipment. As a leading startup aligned with Korea's national space policy, we have partnered with key national research institutes in aerospace, construction, and nuclear energy, and are paired with multiple government projects for space exploration. We have built and tested multiple prototypes of lunar rovers. We have small few kilogram two-wheel rovers to large four-wheel rovers with dedicated suspensions and solar panels. We are also experimenting with foldable chassis and fierce technologies that allow our rovers to be packed into small space and be available for more missions. And this is our foldable wheel rovers, and we can downsizing our wheels like this mechanism. Okay. We also have separate technologies for 3D printing technology that can use lunar regolith and manufacture synthetic lunar soil for experimenting lunar equipment. We are going through these projects with various partners, both in the public and private sector. We have institutions with whom we are developing a lot of these foldable structures. These partners are critical for us to gain access to advanced technologies such as new materials testing in their space environment. Our startup is located in both the capital Seoul as well as factory in a nearby city of Ansan. The pride of our facilities is a lunar environment test bed of 10 square meters filled with lunar regolith simulant. Also, we are collaborating with science YouTuber Minani to increase public interest in the space industry in the Korea. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us in the email address here. Thank you for hearing my presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. And with that, now let me invite from Glabcosmos, Russia, Mr. Dmitry.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I didn't bring any portable demo objects with me as the previous speaker did, but I will try to surprise you and flip my presentation backwards. This is a very complicated chart that just justifies our presence here. All of you know how important all of us are in the space industry for the space economy. And since we are in the Space Economy Forum, I thought it would be necessary to show this. This is a tribute to what the Director General of Roscosmos mentioned yesterday, the future, in fact not the future, but the forming Russian multi-constellation of satellites of different types. Several of them have already been launched. And this is in essence what the business of my company is. Glabcosmos is a 100% subsidiary of Roscosmos, State Space Corporation. We were founded in 1985, and since then, India was one of our main partners in international space business. In fact, the core business of our company, the most probably important part of it is providing launch services. In fact, one of the last launches was from the newest Russian spaceport, Vostochny, we organized the launch of 42 piggybacks, 42 secondary payloads. We also propose commercial space flights to the ISS. The next launch opportunity will be in 2025. By the way, speaking about secondary payloads, all opportunities for this year are booked already, but we have every year at least 2 to 3 opportunities to put your payload on a federal Russian launch. Finally, I would like to commend ISRO for the great work it is doing with the private companies. We in Russia, the Russian government is also turning to the private space business, and recently Globkosmos was authorized to tackle interaction with the Russian private companies. So, summarizing, we act as a one-stop shop for the whole Russian space industry. We're facilitating your contacts with a very complicated official, sometimes bureaucracy. That's well known how it happens. So you're most welcome to address us, and let's go to space. Thank you very much.
I'd like to now invite from Inmarsat UK, Mr. Gautam Sharma.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, both the chairmen, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this session. I'm Gautam Sharma, Managing Director of Inmarsat India, and we've been giving mission-critical services to the Indian government for last 2 decades. We've also recently started giving in-flight maritime services to our Indian customers. We have also been recently acquired by Viasat, which makes us one of the largest satellite service provider in the world. The mission of the company is to connect the world, because we believe when everyone is connected, the possibilities are limitless. As I said, together, Viasat plus Inmarsat becomes a $4.1 billion revenue company with EBITDA of $1.4 billion. And the enterprise value of Viasat becomes $14.8 billion. We have a constellation of 19 satellites in Ka band, L band, and S band. And in addition to this, we are also planning to launch 10 more satellites, including 2 satellites in HEO orbit to give connectivity in the Arctic region. The market which we will be addressing by 2030 would be $1 trillion market, and we have around 8,000 employees, out of which 300 employees are based out of India. And we also have global offices in almost 90 plus places, including 3 offices in India, which includes Chennai, Hyderabad, and New Delhi. And we have patents of 2,500 plus jointly. The focus of Viasat entity would be on fixed satellite services, giving high throughput broadband connectivity to consumers, strategic government services, as well as mobility services. The key markets would be commercial aviation, business aviation, maritime, space, tactical networking, etc. We also believe the future lies towards broadband and IoT, and that's why the focus would remain on energy, aviation, fixed, government, maritime, and on the IoT side, on tracking and monitoring and analytics. As I said, we believe in connections, and our focus remains on sustainability, because we strongly believe protecting environment is important for every citizen, community and charitable giving, and diversity and inclusion. These are few of the customers which we're already serving in India, which includes Vistara Airlines. They're using our safety broadband solutions in their cockpits. In addition to SpiceJet, where we have in some of their 777 MAXes, our Global Express services. We also serve Great Eastern Shipping Corporation of India by digitizing their maritime vessels, Shipping Corporation of India, and similarly, we're also giving connectivity across board to defense forces, which includes Swift Broadband as well as Fleet Broadband and Inmarsat Sea services. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now may I invite from Methera Global Communications Limited, Mr. Ravi. Sir.
Okay. Start working? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ravi Alawadi. I represent Methera Global in South Asia. Methera Global is a UK-based company making constellation of MEO broadband satellites. Our motto is to provide services anytime, anywhere, instead of every time, anywhere. Ours is steerable beams. The satellites are at 19,500 kilometers. The filings are in the Ka, QV, and W bands. The constellation is of 128 satellites, out of which the first 12 satellites will go into the orbit in December, starting December 2024. The other part, which is very important for us, is the low-cost terminal which we are developing. It's a terminal which is developed under the leadership of Methera with a consortium of some companies. The design is at this moment proprietary, working for Ka band, but I'm pleased to announce that very soon this terminal will evolve to switch over to the other bands, including Geo, Leo, and other bands. This terminal has two usage, one for the residential users, up to 300 Mbps using 60 centimeter antenna, and 1.2 meter antenna giving up to 1 Gbps speed. These are our main markets, starting with the residential enterprise broadband services, GSM backhaul, government for digital rollouts, services including the earth monitoring, military and defense, other data and communication services, disaster recovery, and rescue services. Just to conclude, we are a bridge between MEO, bridge between Geo and Leo, and we are totally aligned to what has been mentioned every time, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is one earth, one space, one family. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the very crisp presentation. And I'd like to now call on, before I call on Voyager Space USA, may I also invite the esteemed delegates from Eliana, Singapore, Indra, Spain, Satlantis, Spain, PLD Space, Spain, and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to be closer to the podium. And I invite Mr. Marshall Smith from Voyager Space.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So we'll go ahead and get started. So at Voyager Space, I talked a little earlier, we're building the infrastructure. We're trying to have inventive space infrastructure and diversified technical solutions. A lot of mumbo jumbo there, but what I'll say is, this is what we're mostly known for is Starlab. Starlab is, Voyager is building the first commercial space station. We will launch this all in one single launch. It is a fairly large system. It's about 40% of the ISS pressurized volume. It has a power propulsion system, 60 kilowatt power propulsion system. The actual research system that's in the vehicle will have 100% of the payload capacity of the ISS actually, and then some. We'll have a robotic arm and a science airlock showing, actually that's our Bishop airlock that is on the ISS now. And then we'll have an equipment bay behind it where we'll keep most of the equipment. So, this is a very large system, much larger than anything that has been launched in the previous systems as we move forward. We eventually will add on one or two modules to it, but in the long run, we plan to launch multiple of these stations because we really want to look at the focus of what we're doing. We want stations to be focused on research. We want them to be focused on manufacturing, maybe tourism, other things like that. They all have different needs. different types of customers who really don't play well together. You know, you don't want to be doing advanced microgravity research next to somebody who wants to play their music really loud as they move forward, or doing manufacturing that's dirty. The other things that we do that maybe aren't as well known is we're into orbital servicing and space sustainability, spacecraft communication systems, propulsion systems, both solid and electric systems, Earth and space visualization, ISR, and other advanced solutions. So just really quickly, you know, one of the things we're looking at is how do we recycle upper stages to be used as outposts for Earth observation or other types of research that folks might want to do as we move forward. Airlocks, of course, we do the Bishop Airlock now. It's the first commercial real estate that became a perfect permanent addition to the ISS in 2020. We use the Bishop Airlock to move it. It's actually very large. It's a little bit, I can stand up inside it, and we put payloads in it and expose them to the vacuum of space as we move forward. We do launch and mission management systems. NanoRacks, one of our companies, has been doing research on the ISS for over a decade. I've launched over 1,500 payloads. We're the largest launcher of payload systems to space with that. Moving on. We're doing orbit servicing and sustainability, refueling systems, those types of things, capture management systems, dog tags, where you can use electropermanent magnets and connect to facilities, in space so you can capture them and then either refuel them or remove debris. Communication systems, laser and RF communications. We have been doing RF communications for quite a number of years, as well as laser communications, digital systems, electro-optics, and custom communication systems. As I said, solid and electric propulsion systems, and then Earth visualization systems. We have ISR capabilities that we use. And then finally, you know, other solutions that are out there. For example, we're involved with oxygen development on using lunar regolith and other minerals, and how do we go use those, as well as launch pad infrastructures, ground systems, and things like that. So with that, I'll leave it. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. And now from Aliena, Singapore, Dr. Mark is going to present. So, the green button is to go.
Sure. Okay. Oh, it's all the way to there. Distinguished delegates, I'm Mark Lim, co-founder and CEO of Aliena. Aliena is a Singapore-based company that aims to provide last-mile mobility solutions for satellites. Aliena is a proud spin-off of Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. We were incorporated in 2018 to seize opportunities presented from the new space renaissance. This includes the improved performance and widespread deployment of small satellites, the observation of satellites operating at lower altitudes, and the shift towards deployment of satellites in small to large constellations. Our core product today is the multi-stage ignition compact Hall thruster, or in short, Music Engine. Music offers cost-effective performance, making it the industry standard for satellite platforms interested in compliance with deorbiting regulations, enabling operations of satellites in constellations, and improvement of satellite performance through operations at very low Earth orbit, VLEO. Just like the melting pot of cultures and innovation in Singapore, Aliena features an international team who have had extended experience working on 7 different international Hall thrusters. We also actively engage in capability development within Singapore by training and mentoring space systems engineers of tomorrow through our internship programs. We have contributed globally through the demonstration of our systems at various laboratories. This includes laboratories at ESA, Stanford, Imperial College London, and Kyushu Institute of Technology in Japan. We have also provided our systems and components to meet some of the frontier R&D needs of numerous research centers pursuing electric propulsion. Now, let me just spend a little bit of time speaking about our missions. We first made waves with the development and deployment of an ultra-low power Hall thruster. This was launched in January 2022 on SpaceX Transporter 3 mission. The system launch is officially the world's lowest power Hall thruster at just 10 watts and offers capability for ignition on demand. The satellite which hosted our system is also the world's smallest satellite to host a Hall effect thruster at just 3U. Our next mission is actually in a couple of weeks' time, and it's an incredible honor for us to be in India now, since the launch will be on the PSLV. In this mission, a 12U satellite will demonstrate our music engine as a multimodal engine alongside other systems built internationally. As an international collaboration managed by Eliana Singapore, this cooperation involved the UK for the provision of the satellite bus, as well as Finland for the resistor-jets paired with our whole thrusters. We are incredibly proud to be providing our engines to a local consortium made up of academic and industry entities that will be flying a small satellite demonstrator at very low Earth orbit, VLEO. This endeavor aims to characterize the environment at VLEO and demonstrate capabilities for data acquisition in VLEO while compensating for drag using our low-power engines. Finally, we'd like to share that we have made history with a UK consortium earlier this year by demonstrating the world's first whole thruster to operate on water as a fuel. Eliana provided a critical enabling subsystem for the thruster testbed, and it was demonstrated to operate nominally in Imperial College London and at the European Space Agency's Propulsion Laboratory just a few months ago. Now, in conclusion, we'd like to take this opportunity at G20 SELM to highlight that we are extremely keen on forging new partnerships internationally. We also like to explore new mechanisms or collaborative opportunities for us to provide our systems and components to sharpen the edge of your missions. I'm confident that we can go far together, and I'm looking forward to making meaningful partnerships on the sidelines of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And with that, we now go on to Indra, Spain. May I invite Ms. Maria Cristina to kindly make her presentation. And the green button is to go ahead, red to go behind. There's also a video in her slide, so we'll play that video, and whenever you say, they'll play the video.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to stay here, showing a little what Indra company can do for everybody in the world, especially regarding to the space. Indra is a company that more than 56,000 employees around the world, with a presence in more than 46 countries and with projects in more than 140. Really, we are starting. Here is the video. Please, could you add? Yeah? No. This one. Go to the okay, sorry. Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you very much. This is our radar for surveillance of the space. Really, the situation regarding the space and the debris that we are suffering every day more and more, we need to have a clear idea about what is going on. Really, the situation every day is more congested, and we need to know exactly what happened. The space domain awareness is one of the critical areas, and for that, Indra has developed our surveillance radar that with the capability of the coverage of more than 2,000 kilometers, okay, and with very high accuracy in the detections. With this, we can perform a complete catalog about the things that has surrounding us, okay, and we can try to predict what will be the behavior in some extent. In this situation, we have an L-band radar, monostatic, with transmitter and receiver antennas oriented to the south area in a plane forming of 30 degrees. This radar is under operation from our Spanish Air Force from the end of the 2018, that right now is under the operation of the Spanish Air Force, as I mentioned. This is a radar that is contributing to the AU-AST network and is giving all the information to avoid any collision, to predict the re-entries, and also to analyze what happened in the space. Really, we have a long company with a long history in radar application, and this is key for us. Also, we are in the space, in domain, in the navigation area, in the control observation and space tracking, and in Earth observation applications. In all of this, we are using the Earth observation, for instance, in the downstream, we are monitoring the change in the climate conditions. We are also checking and planning the emergencies and rescues happen and just giving us as much information in the image and the processing that we can. With this, we can plan perfectly what is the situation of the disasters. In the navigation area, we are contributing in the GNSS infrastructure and the performance and the monitoring and detection. Also, we are planning to have, and we are working right now in Startical. Startical is a joint venture between Enaire and Indra with a 50% of each one, that we are preparing a very big constellation with more than 250 satellites, just mainly focused in the VHF and ADS-B payload for ATM control. Okay? These are the payloads destination to avoid any misinformation during the transoceanic flights, and it's going to give also the possibility to save in the oils and the transit areas to minimize the time also for the flights. Yes, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much, madam. And with that, I would now invite from Satlantis, Spain, Mr. Guillermo Rosello. So the green button is to take you ahead, and the red.
Namaste. Good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure on behalf of Atlantis being present here. My name is Guillermo Rosselló, Director of International Business for the company, and we'll have a 3 minutes journey, now less, around Atlantis and images around the Earth. We come from the astrophysics, that's our DNA. We come from watching stars, astrophysics, this coffee at 3 a.m., watching from special phenomena, trying to understand what is happening up there, to watch the Earth, to look down. And that's the technology that Atlantis has developed using technology for deep space employed for Earth observation. So we have developed an optical payload, high-resolution optical payload that is able to work in different spectral bands and able to work with these dimensions with small satellites thanks to the hardware and to the software designed by Atlantis. Now we're providing full Earth observation solutions built around the core of the mission, the brain of the mission, that is the optical payload, in order to be able to transmit to the customer as a prime contractor the Earth observation strategy based on our knowledge of the optical. We are a 100 employees company right now, a combination of private and public shareholders. As private shareholders, we have several oil and gas investors, as oil and gas sector needs to understand better and better the methane emissions, and space is one of the best assets to have a wide scanning, wide screening of methane emissions with detection and quantification. We're able to do this, configuring our sensor in a switch channel and detecting methane with a 1.65 microns. This is our portfolio of payloads. We have two payloads in the market right now, one under development. The smaller one's 4 kilogram GSD, around 2 meters. The 170, which is 80 centimeters, you saw a previous image in the previous slide. And IC300, which with a target of below 50 centimeters. When working with full turnkey solutions, full satellites for customers, we're working with the platform you can see on the screen, and 16U CubeSat, microsats, and minisats in the future with IC300. This is our technology roadmap. We are strong right now in the upstream and extending to MWIR and LWIR and polarimetry. These are our missions. We are in our 4th mission right now. We launched our 2nd satellite some weeks ago with Transporter 8, and we have ahead 3 missions for next year on 16U CubeSats and on 2 microsats with different instruments on board for oil and gas and defense and security. Here you can see an image of Suez Channel in Egypt. Thank you very much. Shukriya, I just want to share a thought on behalf of Atlantis. Some centuries ago, ocean and sea were granting hope for mankind. And probably today we're all here and glued by a new hope, which is space. Thank you very much Shukriya.
Thank you very much to you, sir. And now from PLD Space Spain, may I invite Mr. Raul.
Okay, hello everybody. This is Raul Verdu, co-founder of PLD Space. It's a pleasure to see here in the G20 event. So it's very proud to share with us our capabilities. So PLD Space is a small launcher company. We are developing a simple and robust eco-friendly rocket. So we are selecting the very mature technologies in terms of engines, tractors, avionics, ground equipment, operations and everything to do a very simple rocket to be operated and to develop an orbital class vehicle super, let me say, reliable, because we are understanding that we are not trying to improve the state of the art of the rocket. We are just trying to do in a very simple way, in a very cost-effective way. And I want to add also that it's eco-friendly. We are using green propellants called biokerosene. We are developing with the national energy company Repsol the synthetic kerosene to be, let me say, net zero company today. So PLD Space is a full vertically integrated company. So we manufacture everything in-house. We purchase very raw material and enter from one door of our workshop, and in the other door we are delivering entire rockets. So even the testing capacity, we have 100,000 square meters of ground testing capability to test tractors, engines, systems, almost everything, COPVs or whatever technology that a launcher has on board. We are the unique company in Europe that we developed that system level testing. So we have, let me say, a small and a private test range. Today the company has a size of 150 full-time employees, growing up to 300 because we are increasing our capability from manufacturing 2 or 3 rockets per year to manufacture 30 rockets per year. So our last milestone was our first launch attempt. Unfortunately, our demonstrator vehicle called Miura-1 commands out to abort because a sensor in the umbilical release mechanism. So we are very proud to achieve that state of the art from the private point of view. So PLD Space was a company that was founded in 2011, 12 years of heritage. You know, I don't know if we are from the new or from the old space today, because a lot of years working today with a strong support with our national government and the National Space Agency. So I think with our project and our colleagues at Spain, we are guaranteeing at national level the capacity, and the European level the capacity to launch something in the space. So stay connected, because our maiden flight will be in September, October this year. So thank you very much to everybody.
Thank you very much, sir. And with that, before I invite the gentleman from Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, I'd like to invite Larsen & Toubro and Lakshmi Machine Works to be closer to the podium. I invite Mr. Balaji Natarajan to now please present on behalf of HAL.
Good afternoon. HAL is a strategic partner, has been associated with ISRO for Indian space programs for almost last 5 decades. HAL has promoted ISRO for all its development projects, including Chandrayaan-1, Mars Orbiter Mission, Chandrayaan-2, Crew Atmospheric Re-entry Experiment Test, Pad Abort Test of Cruise Escape Systems, etc. HAL has been supplying critical structures, tankages, satellite structures for PSLV, GSLV, and LVN-3 launch vehicles. We have delivered the biggest tank and also the heaviest tank for cryogenic upgradation development program of ISRO. We are making critical hardware for the Gaganyaan project for both the unmanned and subsequently manned missions planned by ISRO. HAL is already supplying L40 integrated stages for the GSLV vehicle. We have also established dedicated facility for taking up stage integration of PS2 and GS2 stages of PSLV and GSLV respectively. Further, HAL along with L&T will be realizing the PSLV launch vehicle for NSIL in the coming years. This challenging project, once accomplished, will go a long way in establishing the role of industry in taking up bigger, complex, end-to-end realization projects for the Indian space programs. HAL has also established the cryogenic rocket manufacturing facility in Bangalore. We have commenced the pre-production activities and are hopeful of rolling out the development modules of the engine in a couple of months' time. The facilities with aerospace division has been augmented continuously over time to manufacture structures and propellant tanks of different types and sizes, different materials and varied complexities. The manufacturing excellence of the division is visible in production of space-worthy large components and assemblies with stringent dimensional and quality requirements. HAL has been the mainstay partner from the era of experimentation to the present era of commercialization. We hope that this journey will continue and HAL will remain to serve the Indian space industry in every way possible. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. And now may I invite Larsen and Tubro. Mr. Lakshmesh is going to now present. So this is your
Good afternoon, sirs. And thanks for the honor to be here in the G20 summit. With over 80 years of strong customer focus and world-class quality, L&T has unmatched capabilities across technology, engineering, construction, high-tech manufacturing, and of course maintains leadership positions across all its businesses. In the domain of high-tech manufacturing, L&T has critical role in critical and strategic sectors like power, nuclear power, defense, and of course, aerospace. L&T has been partner to ISRO over 5 decades and across practically every domain of the upstream, midstream, and downstreams. When it comes to the upstream, Larsen & Toubro has been scaling up from being a tier 1 to super tier 1 to a complete system integration in launch vehicle domain. Of course, with colleagues HAL, we are going to do the PSLV system integration. In terms of satellite also, we are scaling up from subsystems to system to complete bus structure and power management system. In terms of midstream, we have been able to establish a lot of ground systems and radar communication, navigation, and GSATs on turnkey basis. And of course, in downstream, L&T, along with its group companies, have been establishing smart cities and other smart solutions by using space tech and data. Going forward, we look at creating an end-to-end capability across the space domain, in all the streams of upstream, midstream, and downstream. We do make serious commitments to the G20's theme, One Earth, One Family, One Future. We are looking at space as a serious economic opportunity. We have made investments in high-tech manufacturing capabilities and skill sets in design and testing. We take the responsibility of upholding the values of the country as well as the global ESG standards, and of course, take the responsibility to grow the space sector in India and around. And certainly, we do believe that it's through alliances that great things can be achieved. And L&T partners with domestic, global, governmental, private, startups, and to build and grow the space economy in a collective manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now from Lakshmi Machine Works Limited, may I invite Mr. Channa.
Very good afternoon. Thank you very much, ISRO and G20 members, inviting us for our presentation. Lakshmi Machine Works, based out of Coimbatore. We are into composites, metallics. We have the machine shop on composites, machines, sheet metal, special process and assemblies. This is just an overview of LMW. We are a $500 million company, and aerospace division is a part of it. We are already delivering the green parts from our facility. We have installed 50 solar and wind mill with 48 megabytes, so we're already supplying the green energy parts. Glimpse of composite facility. You see all the facilities are being available at our shop, right from cold storage to C-scan, the newest machine we have, hot air oven, and also the clean rooms. The largest clean room we have to accommodate the large launch vehicle parts, and largest autoclave we have, which is around 6 meter length and 4 meter dia, so accommodate major of the curing processes, including the hot air oven. You can see the NDT facility. We have all, as I mentioned, C-scan with the largest 7 meter, and all the facilities on Sonatest, A-scan, and bond tester as well. We're proud to say that we have created the Center of Excellence for Payload Fairing in India. We are manufacturing various payload fairing today. If you can see, our largest is around 10 meter height. The second was 3 meter height. So we will be the largest payload fairing manufacturer for various companies. Proud to say to contribution for ISRO as well, as I mentioned, including payload fairing, we are supporting the equipment based out and also on the antenna structures, adapters. Some of the other programs we do with composites on the engine side, we have on the acoustic door panels, helicopter parts, radars, and also on the cowling parts for helicopter. We are also into the aerostructures. You can see the large parts of structures, including some of the space program, and also on the wing parts. We do manufacture and also process at our facility and also assemble it. So we have a one-stop solution at our Coimbatore facility. As I mentioned, on the capability of engine parts, we do various parts, as I have displayed over here, right from large 1.5 meters dia rings to various casings and the turbine parts as well. We have the special process facility to accommodate all the parts over here. We do processing and also on the requirement of painting, NDT passivation. We are also in the assemblies of some of the structural parts of aircrafts and also on the it's in military aircrafts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's now about 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock now. We'll take a very short 10-minute energizing break. We've got tea, coffee lined up for you on either sides of this room. I request you to please get a cup of tea, coffee, but come back at 4:10 because 10 minutes is all we have. We have a lot of more presentations. We are at the 23rd one right now. We have 49 total presentations. So, I'm going to request you to please come back in a few minutes before 10 minutes. Finish. So I invite you to please do join us for tea, coffee on the other sides of this room in the wings, and please come back in 10 minutes. You could bring along your tea, coffee cups. Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. After this, of course, for those of you, our participants, we have Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Central Manufacturing Technology Institute, Midhani, Centum Electronics, OneWeb India, and Anant Technologies. Those are the next 6 presenters. And thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, I will be announcing the others to come join us closer to the podium. So thank you once again. Please take this energizing 10-minute break only and come back a little before, couple seconds before 4:10. Thank you so much for your cooperation.